We are in the most exciting, monumental, extraordinary, highly favored, abundant, weird, odd, off time in our life. There's a lot of truths floating around, just like those dandelion seeds that float in the air when you blow them. It's just float, all these truths are just floating around, like, and people just picking it out the sky. Just picking the truths, what they want out the sky. And I know someone could very well say the same thing about my beliefs and what I believe in, and is it true? But there's historical documents. There's historical data that justifies, is written. That's the difference. Yah is bringing his people together. In the diaspora, the Garden of Eden, Yah is bringing our people together. You can be born in land, but it's not your indigenous home. Speaking about indigenous homes, I went to Africa this year. I went to Nigeria, Lagos. Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone experiences life in their own different ways. So everyone is going to have their own opinion, their own point of view. As for me, my experience was soulfully changing. It was healing. The plane touched down, I wept. I never lost a sense of my identity. I never lost a sense of knowing that I come from a people that were held captive and brought over as cargo, not even treated as the humans that we are. The good things that I loved about Nigeria and the bad things about Nigeria. I seen the conditions and I see the struggle that my distant relatives in Nigeria goes through. But one thing for sure is my distant relatives, my people that's been scattered throughout the four corners, that lives in Nigeria, that lives along the west coast of Africa, has this strength and a power. It's like their joy cannot be broken. Our joy cannot be broken. No matter the circumstance, no matter how the systems was trying to hold them down, they was hustling. They was pressing on. They was surviving. They were genius in their hustle. And that's all I seen was hustle. To me, that was strength in its own. That's a power that comes from powerful people because of a powerful bloodline, because of the uncreated creator. Things that I seen, I still seen their soul. It's unbreakable. And they hustle is beyond your imagination. And I'm not talking about what mainstream media perpetuates about the S word that I don't even like to say, because to me it's derogatory, like my people being called the N word, because that's not who they are. They are hustlers, they are survivors. And they have this unbreakable, unshakable strength. They refuse to be broken, even though the systems keep trying to crush them and has crushed them. They refuse to be broken. They refuse to just lay there and just give up because they got to do what they got to do. They are intelligent, they're smart, they're beautiful, and they don't quit, they don't stop. They always on the grind, the hustle. And it speaks of how our people here, struggles we went through, our ancestors, the ones that went before us, how they struggled to get equality. When I say my people, I know people think, well, you wasn't born in Nigeria, how you gonna call them young people? Because DNA speaks that those are my people. Everybody say we from Nigeria, and when you do a DNA and ancestry test, they all say we Nigeria. Blah, blah, blah. If you read any books, educated yourself, and you came across the Negro map, the slave trade coast, ancient tribe being there, Judah, Yahudah. That slave coast is what we call Nigeria and Ghana today. It's archives and it's been documented, books, and it's plethora of truth that sound and makes sense. Just grabbing whatever truth that feels good to them. I love the encounters I would have when I was in the marketplace or out walking, and I would see sisters say to me, welcome home, sister. Welcome home, my sister. To hear that, to hear them say that, it's a great feeling. Even talking about it now, it's a great feeling. When I was out in the marketplace, some moms would say, I look like I'm Yoruba. I loved the conversations when they were giving me identity. They was pouring into me what I felt like I've always was missing inside of me, because I've always felt like that lost girl being born here in the USA. They're very respectful. To see how they treat the elders. They actually show honorable respect to the elders, and they don't do that here. This is a land where they don't have any respect or compassion for the widows, for the elders, for the children. But there they show respect to each other. I never felt unsafe being there. I take that back. The cars on the road, there's no lanes when it comes to driving. They talking about stay in your lane here. There's no lanes there. There's like traffic everywhere. People be like this close to the car, and motorcycles be squeezing in between traffic, and it's like no direction. I fought the government, the Nigerian government, because they can make lanes, they can make rules. Just like they put our people in ghettos and slums and expect us to destroy each other. Some of our people succumb to that. I see how government in Nigeria, they do the same thing. They don't care, so they make life messy in Nigeria, because the hope is for brothers and sisters of Nigeria to destroy themselves. I wanted to go to the beach, to see the water, to sit there and to just take it all in, that over 400 years ago, my people, my ancestors, Yahudah, the tribe of Yahudah, was taken onto slave ships and packed in the most inhumane way, and was taken, held captive, and never seen that shore again. Slave Coast is Nigeria. They never stopped the business of bodies. There's a business of bodies in Nigeria, and it dated back during the Slave Coast, and it never stopped. It was a fee for everything. A fee to go to sit at the ocean. And I just was like, I'm not about to pay the government something my Baba created. Wasn't doing that. So we drove past the ocean. I wept, just looked at the ocean. Another thing that took my smile away when I was in Nigeria was whenever we were in the local market, they heard my accent. They would raise the prices because they would think that we rich, when they don't even know our struggle is the same. They will up the prices for fruits and vegetables and whatever it is that we was looking for. I started to get pissed, and the Detroit started to come out of me, and my honey had to tell me, just don't speak when we go in public. And that was suppressing to me. There's nowhere I can go where I can feel like I'm not being used or taken advantage of. Here in America, we're taken advantage of all the time. Our dollars, yeah, we can spend, but our presence, they don't want. Our culture, they will steal. The way we're created, the way we look, the way we carry ourselves in this land, it's shunned upon. They complain about it, but then they will go and try to mimic and mock the very same way we were created, and try to imitate, actually profit off of how we have survived and cultivated our own culture here in the lands that we were born into, not the land we are indigenous to. That really brought me down, because it's like, you're gonna take advantage of me because you think I have money. Just me having to walk in silence, or I had to walk far behind them when Toyin and I would go out to the marketplace and we was with his younger sister. I had to walk far away like I wasn't with them, so that they can buy the fruit, they can buy what I wanted to get. But because they didn't see me with them, they would give them the fair price. But when I was there, or they heard my voice, then they want to charge ridiculous prices. There were some sisters of Nigeria, they would suck their teeth at me, roll their eyes at me. I'm like, baby, I don't know you. You don't know me. I ask them, like, what does this mean when I'll be walking, that's all I hear behind me is, and I'll turn around and look, and they rolling their eyes, looking at me up and down sideways. And I'm like, what? Back in the day, when we was young, we roll our eyes like, what? And we got attitude too. We'd suck our teeth. But sis, I don't even know you. You know, either way it goes, on either side of the ocean, are people the same? Women gonna hate women just because our mama and daddy was fine and they created a beautiful baby. Either way it goes, our people are still the same, with the same hang-ups, the same issues. Just the culture is a little bit different because here in America, this experiment, and then there in Nigeria, it's a business based on bodies. All in all, I can't wait to get back to Nigeria. I have the experience. I know what to do, what not to do. I know when next time when a sister suck her teeth at me, like what? I'm working on it. But by the time I get back to Nigeria, I will have the... Next time the sister will come up behind me and suck their teeth at me, I'm gonna be ready. That was my experience in Nigeria. I can't wait to go back. The good outweighed the bad. I'll never forget going in the market and walking through and sister after sister would tell me, welcome home. If you made it this far, I truly appreciate you. Until next time.